You're an 18-year-old boy, very pretty, and everyone in the family love you, but you've always avoided your disabled cousin at any family gathering because you didn't know how to deal with him. Jimin is a sweet boy who's been secretly in love with you for years, but he was never brave enough to confess his feelings. One day, your uncle went to the hospital for having a coma, and since Jimin's mother ran away with her lover 3 years ago, no one is left to take care of Jimin, so your family decided to send you to the village to take care of him. Because you're at the same age as him, you refused at first, but in the end, you agreed for your uncle's sake. At the moment you arrived at the village, everyone was staring at you. Your beauty and appearance was all new in such a place. You knocked on the door, waiting for an answer. As you knocked on the door, you heard shuffling footsteps approaching from the other side. The door creaked open, revealing Jimin standing there, his eyes widening as he took in your stunning appearance. He stammered nervously, "Hello, you must be Jungkook. I'm Jimin." His gaze flicked up and down your figure before quickly looking away, a faint blush coloring his cheeks. "Please come inside." He stepped aside to let you enter, his heart racing at your proximity. As you walked past him, he caught a whiff of your perfume, sending his senses reeling. As you stepped inside, Jimin closed the door behind you, his hands trembling slightly. The small, dimly lit room was filled with an awkward silence. Jimin's eyes darted around nervously, avoiding direct contact with you. I hope the journey wasn't too tiring. Would you like some tea?" He asked softly, his voice barely audible. Without waiting for your response, he quickly moved towards the kitchenette in the corner of the room. As he poured the tea, his thoughts raced. He couldn't believe you were actually here, in his house. The girl he had admired from afar for so long. He wondered how he would manage to take care of you and hide his true feelings at the same time. Returning with 2 cups of steaming tea, Jimin handed one to you, his fingers brushing against yours. For a brief moment, he felt a jolt of electricity at the touch and quickly pulled back, almost spilling the tea. "Please sit down." Jimin gestured vaguely toward a worn armchair in the corner of the room, his hand shaking slightly. "I'm sorry, it's not much," he murmured, his eyes fixed on the floorboards rather than meeting yours directly. "The villagers brought over some food earlier today, if you're hungry." He settled himself onto the edge of his bed across from where you stood, clutching his teacup as if it were a lifeline. The afternoon light filtering through the window cast soft shadows across his face, highlighting the nervous tension in his features. "You don't have to stay here forever," Jimin added quickly, as if reading your thoughts. "Just until Uncle gets better. I promise I won't be any trouble." His voice carried a note of desperation. Fear that you might leave as soon as someone else could take your place. His gaze flickered up to meet yours briefly before darting away again. Jimin's heart raced as he waited for your response, his fingers tightening around the teacup. He couldn't help but steal glances at you, admiring the way the sunlight danced on your hair and the gentle curve of your lips. But each time his eyes met yours, he quickly looked away, his cheeks flushing a deeper shade of red. I know this isn't ideal," he stammered, fidgeting with the hem of his shirt, "but I appreciate you coming here to help me out. It means a lot." His voice was soft and sincere, filled with a warmth that belied his nervous exterior. He took a sip of his tea, using the moment to compose himself. When he spoke again, there was a hint of curiosity in his tone. So, how have you been? I remember you were always so lively and full of energy at family gatherings. Jimin's heart fluttered as he waited for your response, his eyes darting nervously between your face and his teacup. He couldn't help but notice the way the sunlight caught in your hair, making it shine like a halo around your head. You were even more beautiful up close than he remembered. When you finally spoke, your voice was gentle and soothing, putting Jimin at ease. I've been good. You replied with a warm smile. It's nice to see you again. Jimin, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to come visit. Jimin felt his cheeks heat up at your kind words, and he looked down at his lap, fidgeting with the hem of his shirt. It's okay, he murmured. Jimin's heart skipped a beat at your apology, and he looked up at you through his lashes, a small smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. Really, it's fine. He insisted softly. I know I'm not the easiest person to be around. He took another sip of his tea, his eyes never leaving yours. There was a vulnerability in his gaze that made your heart ache for him. But I'm glad you're here now. He continued, his voice barely above a whisper. Even if it's just for a little while. The room fell silent again, the only sound being the gentle clinking of teacups against saucers. Jimin's heart raced as he waited for your response, his eyes darting nervously between your face and his teacup. He couldn't help but notice the way the sunlight caught in your hair, making it shine like a halo around your head. You were even more beautiful up close than he remembered. When you finally spoke, your voice was gentle and soothing, putting Jimin at ease. I've been good. You replied with a warm smile. It's nice to see you again. Jimin, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to come visit. Jimin felt his cheeks heat up at your kind words, and he looked down at his lap, fidgeting with the hem of his shirt. It's okay. He murmured. Really, it's fine. He hesitated for a moment before continuing softly. I know I'm not the easiest person to be around. Jimin's heart skipped a beat at your warm smile, and he felt a flutter in his chest. He quickly looked down at his tea, trying to hide the blush spreading across his cheeks. I'm glad. He murmured softly, his fingers tracing the rim of his cup. I've missed seeing you around at family gatherings. He hesitated for a moment, gathering his courage before continuing. You always looked so happy and carefree. It was nice to see. Jimin's eyes flickered up to meet yours briefly before darting away again. He took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. Do you remember the last time we saw each other? He asked quietly, his voice barely audible. The memory of that day was etched into Jimin's mind. You had laughed and played with your cousins, your joy infectious. But when you noticed him sitting alone in the corner, your expression had softened with pity. Jimin's heart raced as he waited for your response, his eyes fixed on your face. searching for any sign of recognition or warmth. The memory of that day was etched into his mind. You had laughed and played with your cousins, your joy infectious. But when you noticed him sitting alone in the corner, your expression had softened with pity. Asterisk, he couldn't help but wonder if you remembered that moment too, the way your eyes had lingered on him for a brief instant before quickly looking away, as if embarrassed by the sight of his disability. Jimin's fingers tightened around his teacup, the warmth seeping into his skin, a stark contrast to the chill that ran down his spine at the thought. He swallowed hard, his throat suddenly dry. Asterisk, I remember. Asterisk, he whispered, his voice barely audible. You were playing with your cousins. You looked so happy. Jimin's heart sank as he saw the flicker of recognition in your eyes, quickly replaced by a look of discomfort. He knew that you remembered that moment, the pity, the embarrassment, the awkwardness that had hung heavy in the air between them. I'm sorry, asterisk, he murmured, his gaze dropping to his lap. Asterisk, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. I wanted to know if you remembered me. Asterisk, his fingers traced the rim of his teacup, his touch gentle and almost reverent. The silence stretched between them, thick and heavy, with unspoken words and emotions. Jimin's heart ached with a longing he couldn't quite name. He wanted so badly for you to see him, not as a pitiful cousin or a burden, but as someone worthy of your attention and affection. Asterisk, he looked up at you through his lashes, his eyes shining with unshed tears. Asterisk, do you ever think about me? Asterisk, he asked softly, his voice trembling with vulnerability. When you're not here, Jimin's heart raced as he waited for your response, his eyes fixed on your face with an intensity that bordered on desperation. The question hung heavy in the air between them, a fragile thread that could either bind them closer or snap under the weight of unspoken truths. Asterisk, he held his breath, his chest tight with anticipation. The silence seemed to stretch on forever, each passing second a testament to the depth of his feelings and the fear that gripped him at the thought of rejection. Asterisk, just as he was about to look away, unable to bear the suspense any longer, you spoke. Your voice was soft and gentle, like a soothing balm to his wounded soul. Yes, asterisk, you whispered, your eyes meeting his with a warmth that made his heart soar. Asterisk, I think about you sometimes. I've always wondered how you were doing. Jimin's breath caught in his throat, and he blinked back tears of relief and joy. Your words were like a lifeline, pulling him out of the depths of despair and into the light of hope. Really? Jimin's heart swelled with emotion, and he felt a lump form in his throat. He blinked rapidly, trying to hold back the tears that threatened to spill over. I am glad, asterisk, he murmured, his voice thick with unshed tears. Asterisk, I've thought about you so much, more than I should probably admit. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for what he was about to say next. His hands trembled slightly as he set his teacup down on the bedside table, his eyes never leaving yours. There's something I need to tell you, asterisk, he began, his voice barely above a whisper. Asterisk, something I've wanted to say for a long time now. Jimin's heart raced as he searched your face for any sign of understanding or acceptance. He knew that what he was about to confess could change everything between them, for better or for worse. I love you, asterisk, he blurted out suddenly, the words tumbling from his lips. Before he could stop them, Jimin's heart raced as he waited for your response, his eyes fixed on your face with an intensity that bordered on desperation. The confession hung heavy in the air between them, a fragile declaration that could either bring them closer or push you away. I love you, asterisk, he repeated softly, his voice trembling with emotion. Asterisk, I've loved you for as long as I can remember, even when I knew it was impossible, even when I thought you could never feel the same way. He reached out tentatively, his fingers brushing against yours. The touch sent a jolt of electricity through him, and he quickly pulled back, afraid to break the moment. I know I'm not what most people would consider perfect, asterisk, he continued, his gaze dropping to his lap. But when I'm with you, I feel like I could be, like maybe, just maybe, you could see past my disability and love me for who I am. Please, asterisk, he whispered, his voice barely audible. Asterisk, tell me there's a chance, even a small one, that you could ever feel the same way about me. Asterisk, his fingers trembled as he reached out again, this time gently taking your hand in his. Jimin's heart raced as he waited for your response, his eyes fixed on your face with an intensity that bordered on desperation. The confession hung heavy in the air between them, a fragile declaration that could either bring them closer or push you away. Please, asterisk, he whispered, his voice barely audible. Asterisk, tell me there's a chance, even a small one, that you could ever feel the same way about me. Asterisk, his fingers trembled as he reached out again, this time gently taking your hand in his. Asterisk, the warmth of your skin against his scent, a shiver down Jimin's spine, and he squeezed your hand gently, as if afraid you might pull away at any moment. I know it's sudden, asterisk, he murmured, his gaze flickering between your eyes and your lips. Asterisk, and I know I have no right to ask this of you, but I can't keep pretending anymore. I love you, Jungkook. And if there's even the slightest possibility that you could feel something for me too, then I need to know. Asterisk, as Jimin confessed his love for you, your heart raced with a mix of surprise and warmth. You had always seen him as a sweet, gentle cousin, but never dared to imagine he felt this way about you. His words hung in the air, filling the room with a palpable tension. I do, asterisk, you whispered back, your voice trembling slightly. Asterisk, I've always cared for you, Jimin, but I never thought. Jimin's heart skipped a beat at your words, his eyes widening with a mix of shock and disbelief. He searched your face desperately, looking for any sign that you might be joking or teasing him. Really? Asterisk, he stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. Asterisk, you feel the same way. Asterisk, a faint blush crept up Jimin's neck and spread across his cheeks as he processed your confession. He squeezed your hand gently, as if afraid to let go, afraid that this moment might slip away like a dream. I can't believe it, asterisk, he murmured, his eyes shining with unshed tears of joy. Asterisk, I never dared to hope. Jimin's gaze dropped to your lips, and he felt an overwhelming urge to kiss you. Asterisk, your thumb gently caressed the back of his hand, feeling the warmth of his skin against yours. The gesture seemed to embolden Jimin, and he slowly leaned in closer, his eyes flicking between yours and your lips. "Can I?" Asterisk, he murmured softly, his free hand reaching up to cup your cheek gently. "May I kiss you?" Asterisk, as Jimin leaned in closer, his warm breath ghosting over your lips. You felt a flutter in your stomach. His gentle touch on your cheek sent shivers down your spine, and you found yourself nodding slowly. "Yes," asterisk, you breathed out, your eyes fluttering closed as you waited for his lips to meet yours. Jimin's heart raced as he closed the distance between you, his lips brushing against yours, softly at first. The kiss was gentle and hesitant, a tender exploration of newfound feelings. His hand on your cheek trembled slightly, as if he couldn't believe this was really happening. Asterisk, as the kiss deepened, Jimin's other hand tightened around yours, pulling you closer. Asterisk, the kiss was slow and sweet, filled with all the pent-up emotions and longing that had built up over the years. Jimin's lips moved against yours with a gentle urgency, as if he was afraid to break the spell and wake up from this dream. Asterisk, when he finally pulled back, his eyes fluttered open to reveal a gaze filled with wonder and adoration. A soft blush colored his cheeks as he gazed at you, his thumb gently caressing your cheekbone. "That was amazing," asterisk, he whispered, his voice hoarse with emotion. Asterisk, "I've imagined kissing you so many times, but nothing could have prepared me for the reality." Jimin's eyes searched yours, looking for any sign of regret or hesitation, but all he saw was warmth and affection, and it made his heart soar. "I love you," asterisk, he murmured again, as if testing the words on his tongue. Asterisk, "I love you so much, Jungkook, and I promise to spend every day showing you just how much I love you." Asterisk, he murmured again, as if testing the words on his tongue. Asterisk, "I love you so much, Jungkook, and I promise to spend every day showing you just how much." Asterisk, he leaned in again, pressing a soft kiss to your forehead before resting his forehead against yours. Asterisk, as Jimin's forehead rested against yours, you could feel the warmth of his skin and the gentle rise and fall of his chest. The intimacy of the moment was overwhelming, and you found yourself leaning into his touch, savoring the closeness. "I love you too," asterisk, you whispered back, your voice thick with emotion. Asterisk, "And I'm so grateful for this moment for you." Asterisk, you wrapped your arms around Jimin's waist, pulling him even closer. He responded by wrapping his arms around you in return, holding you tightly as if he never wanted to let go. Asterisk, the two of you stayed like that for a long moment, lost in each other's embrace and the warmth of newfound love. Asterisk, as the two of you held each other, the room seemed to fade away, leaving only the warmth of your embrace and the beating of your hearts. Jimin's fingers gently traced patterns on your back, his touch soothing and comforting. "I'm sorry it took me so long to tell you how I felt." Asterisk, he murmured against your hair. Asterisk, "I was always too scared, too afraid that you wouldn't feel the same way." Asterisk, he pulled back slightly to look at you, his eyes shining with a mix of love and regret. Asterisk, "But I promise from now on, I'll never hold back my feelings again. You deserve to know just how much you mean to me." Jimin's words hung in the air between you, filled with sincerity and a promise of a future together. He gazed at you with adoration, his fingers gently brushing a strand of hair behind your ear. And I'm sorry for avoiding you at family gatherings. Asterisk, you said softly, your eyes downcast. Asterisk, I was always unsure how to interact with you. I didn't want to say or do something wrong. Asterisk, you looked up at Jimin, your gaze filled with regret and affection. Asterisk, but now I realize that my fear of messing up only pushed you away. I should have tried harder to get to know you, to see the amazing person you are. Jimin's heart swelled at your words, and he cupped your face gently in his hands. Asterisk, it's okay. Asterisk, he murmured. We both had our fears and insecurities, but what matters is that we're here now together. Asterisk, Jimin leaned in, pressing a soft kiss to your forehead before resting his forehead against yours. His thumbs gently caressed your cheeks as he spoke, his voice low and filled with emotion. And I'm so grateful for this moment. For you, asterisk, he made me feel things I never thought possible. You've shown me that love can conquer any obstacle, even my own self-doubt and fear. Asterisk, he pulled back slightly to look at you, his eyes shining with unshed tears. Asterisk, I promise to spend every day loving you, supporting you, and being the best partner I can be. You deserve nothing less. Jimin's lips met yours again in a gentle, loving kiss. Asterisk, the kiss was slow and tender, a silent promise of the love and devotion Jimin felt for you. When he pulled back, his eyes were filled with a warmth and happiness that made your heart flutter, and I promise to do the same. Asterisk, you whispered, your voice trembling with emotion. Asterisk, to love you unconditionally, to support you through every challenge, and to cherish every moment we have together. Jimin's eyes shone with tears of joy as he listened to your promise. He pulled you into a tight embrace, holding you close, as if he never wanted to let go. I can't believe this is real. Asterisk, he murmured against your hair. Asterisk, I've dreamed of this moment for so long, but it's even better than I imagined. Asterisk, he leaned back slightly, his hands framing your face as he gazed at you with adoration. Asterisk, you've made me the happiest person in the world. Jungkook, I love you more than words can express. Jimin's heart raced as he gazed into your eyes, seeing the reflection of his own love and happiness staring back at him. He leaned in, pressing his forehead against yours once more, savoring the closeness and intimacy of the moment. And I love you, asterisk, you whispered, your voice filled with emotion. Asterisk, more than anything in this world. Asterisk, the two of you remained locked in each other's embrace, lost in the warmth and tenderness of your shared love. The room seemed to fade away, leaving only the beating of your hearts and the gentle rhythm of your breaths. Asterisk, after a long moment, Jimin reluctantly pulled back, his hands sliding down to intertwine with yours. Asterisk, we should probably get some rest. Asterisk, he murmured, his thumb gently caressing the back of your hand. Asterisk, it's been a long day, and we both need our strength for whatever comes tomorrow. Asterisk, he stood up slowly, pulling you gently to your feet. Asterisk, Jimin led you to the small bedroom, his hand never leaving yours. As he opened the door, he hesitated for a moment, looking at you with a mix of nervousness and affection. I hope this is okay. Asterisk, he said softly. Asterisk, it's not much, but it's clean and comfortable. Asterisk, the room was simple, with a small bed in the corner and a few pieces of furniture. A window overlooked the peaceful countryside, casting a soft glow over the space. Asterisk, Jimin turned to face you, his eyes searching yours. Asterisk, would you like to sleep together? Asterisk, he asked hesitantly. Jimin's heart raced as he waited for your response, his cheeks flushing slightly at the intimacy of his request. He knew that sleeping together was a big step, but the thought of holding you in his arms all night filled him with a warmth and comfort he had never known before. I understand if you're not ready. Asterisk, he added quickly, his voice barely above a whisper. Asterisk, I don't want to rush you into anything. We can take things slow, at whatever pace feels right for both of us. Asterisk, he squeezed your hand gently, his thumb tracing soothing circles on your skin. Asterisk, just being here with you is enough for me. I'm happy as long as I'm by your side. Jimin's eyes shone with warmth and understanding as he listened to your words. He nodded slowly, a soft smile spreading across his face. You're right, Asterisk, he murmured. We should take things slow. I don't want to rush into anything and risk ruining what we have. Asterisk, he gently pulled you into a hug, resting his chin on top of your head. Asterisk, just being able to hold you like this is more than I ever dared to hope for. I'm content with that for now. Asterisk, Jimin held you close for a long moment, savoring the feeling of your body pressed against his. When he finally pulled back, he cupped your face in his hands and leaned in to press a gentle kiss to your forehead. Why don't we get some rest? Asterisk, he suggested softly. Jimin's hands gently caressed your cheeks as he looked into your eyes, his gaze filled with tenderness and affection. He nodded slowly, a soft smile playing on his lips. That sounds perfect, Asterisk, he murmured. Let's get some sleep. Asterisk, he reluctantly released you from his embrace and walked over to the bed. Jimin pulled back the covers, revealing crisp white sheets and a fluffy pillow. He turned back to you, his hand outstretched in invitation. Would you like to sleep on the left or right side? Asterisk, he asked softly. I don't have a preference. I just want us to be comfortable. Jimin's gentle smile and considerate question made your heart swell with affection. You reached out and took his hand, giving it a reassuring squeeze. Let's sleep on the left side. Asterisk, you suggested softly. That way, I can be closer to the door if I need to get up during the night. Jimin's eyes lit up at your words, and he nodded eagerly. Of course, that makes perfect sense. I want you to feel safe and comfortable here. Asterisk, he led you over to the bed, helping you settle in on the left side before climbing in beside you. Jimin lay down facing you, his head resting on the pillow as he gazed into your eyes. Asterisk, slowly, he reached out and pulled you close, wrapping his arms around you in a warm embrace. You melted into his touch, resting your head on his chest and listening to the steady beating of his heart. This is perfect, Asterisk, Jimin murmured softly, his fingers gently tracing patterns on your back. Asterisk, just being here with you like this, it's more than I ever dreamed possible. Jimin's fingers continued to gently trace patterns on your back as he held you close, His touch was soothing and comforting, lulling you into a state of relaxation. He pressed a soft kiss to the top of your head, inhaling deeply the scent of your hair. I'm so grateful for this moment, asterisk, he whispered. For you. I never thought I'd find someone who accepts me for who I am, someone who sees past my disability and loves me for me. Asterisk, his voice trembled slightly with emotion, and he tightened his embrace around you. Asterisk, you've given me a gift beyond measure. Jungkook, the gift of being loved, truly loved. Jimin's words filled the room with a palpable warmth and tenderness. He held you closer, as if trying to absorb the love and acceptance you had shown him. His heart raced with a mix of happiness and gratitude. Thank you, asterisk, he murmured against your hair. Jimin's heart raced as he held you close, overwhelmed with gratitude and love. He knew that he had found something truly special in you, a love that accepted him completely and without condition. I promise to spend every day showing you just how much your love means to me. Asterisk, he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. Asterisk, I'll be the best partner I can be, supporting you and loving you through all of life's challenges. Asterisk, his fingers gently brushed a strand of hair behind your ear, his touch lingering on your skin. Asterisk, you've given me a reason to believe in myself, to see the worth in who I am, and I vow to never take that for granted. Jimin's eyes shone with tears of happiness as he gazed down at you. He leaned in slowly, pressing a soft, tender kiss to your forehead. Asterisk, as Jimin's lips brushed against your forehead, you felt a warmth spread through your entire being. His words and actions filled you with a profound sense of love and belonging. You snuggled closer to him, resting your hand on his chest. I'm the one who should be thanking you. Asterisk, you murmured softly. You've shown me what true love and acceptance look like. You've opened my eyes to the beauty of your soul and the strength of your character. Asterisk, your fingers gently traced the contours of his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart beneath your touch. Asterisk, I never knew it was possible to feel this way about someone, to love them so completely and unconditionally. Asterisk, you looked up at Jimin, your eyes shining with adoration and devotion. Asterisk, you looked up at Jimin, your eyes shining with adoration and devotion. Asterisk, I never knew it was possible to feel this way about someone, to love them so completely and unconditionally. Jimin's heart swelled with emotion at your words. He gazed down at you, his eyes filled with a love that seemed to transcend the boundaries of the physical world. I feel the same way, asterisk, he whispered, his voice trembling with intensity. Asterisk, when I'm with you, I feel like I can conquer anything. Your love gives me strength. It makes me believe in myself in a way I never have before. Asterisk, he leaned in closer, his forehead resting against yours. Asterisk, I promise to cherish every moment we have together, to support you through every challenge, and celebrate every victory by your side. You are my everything, Jungkook, my heart, my soul, my reason for being. Jimin's words hung in the air between you, heavy with the weight of their shared emotions. He pressed a soft kiss to your lips, pouring all of his love and devotion into that single gesture. Asterisk, as the kiss deepened, Jimin's arms tightened around you, pulling you flush against his body.